Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here to stuff my cash dividers and set up all the other little schedules that I keep track of in my deluxe monthly. So here is my October budget. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure to go check it out. By this time, the sinking fund video will also be up, so try and check those out if you haven't already. So today, really, I want to focus on adding our cash to our dividers and also filling in the schedules that I need to fill in for October. So I'm switching things up a little bit. I'm going back to an old wallet that I have, mostly because I currently carry like a side purse, but I also carry my backpack. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna carry my wallet with and do it that way. The nice thing about these little dividers that I talked about in a few videos ago is that they fit really well in like these bigger wallets. So let's go ahead and start stuffing everything. So the first thing that we have are our eating out. I normally give us $40 per week, but I think because my sister is visiting, I gave us $50 per week, actually per weekend. So if we take a quick look at the monthly view, I normally give us $40 per weekend. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 weekends. So I did give us a little bit more than what we normally would have. So if it was a normal weekend or a normal month, we would do $40 per week for 4 weeks. That would be $160. But like I said, I'm giving us a little bit extra. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that extra money in a separate little section. That way I know that that's gonna be combined with the week that my sister's in. So let's go ahead and count out the 200. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And what I like to do for each separate week, I like to separate the money and only keep that week's amount of money with me. That really just ensures that we're not spending more money than what we should be. And so let's just go ahead and do that really quickly. So we have $40 here. And this has been working for us for the past couple months. So I definitely recommend it if you're one of those people like us who just love eating out. And honestly, our lifestyle is kind of crazy. So sometimes it's really the only option. But I definitely recommend it if you're struggling with trying to like stay on budget with it. Because honestly, it's been really good for us. Just, you know, once you're done with that week's little clip, that's it. So that is all done, and then I'll add that into my wallet. So I have an eating out envelope here, and you can see we actually still have money for this weekend in here, and that just goes to show you guys how well that works, because we have one last weekend in September, and that's where the cash is. I'm not sure if a lot of people have this issue, but there's some times where like I forget to bring cash with me, or I buy something online or through like Uber Eats or something, and I always wondered how people handled situations like that. So for me, what I do is I will use my card whenever I have to, and then I'll just put the cash in this little divider here that says Chase. And that's when I will deposit this money eventually. At some point I'll deposit. So like I was saying, I will eventually deposit it in there, or if there's a situation where like I need to get cash out, I can just deduct it from what I have here. So that's kind of what I do for that. The next thing that we have is household items, and so that is $50. I did go kind of low on that just because I think we are pretty set on what we have at our house. I don't think we'll need anything huge. So we can go ahead and put that in the household clip. I haven't moved any of my cards or anything over quite yet, but I'll do that eventually. And then the last $30 is for haircuts. This includes $15 for my eyebrows that I get done every month and $15 for Jason's haircut every month. So I will definitely have to get change at some point, but that is for that. So as you can see, this is all set up, nice and ready to go. I feel like for my month to start, I need a couple of things done. I need my monthly view all set up in my like life planner. I need my budget and all my schedules set up, and I need to have my cash all set up. I feel like that's super important. So anyway, that part is done. So let's move on to some of the other parts. So the first thing that I want to do is set up my variable income. This is something that I recently started getting really into, and before I would just kind of wing it, but now I actually really like having it all set up. So I'm gonna do that. I'll fast forward you guys through it and then just talk a little bit about it after I'm done. Okay guys, so I have my variable income all set up. I decided to go with this like light coralish color, mostly because it kind of goes with some of the other washi in the kit that I got from Planner Kate. So I really like how it turned out. It definitely mellows out the fact that there's a lot of orange going on. So as always, the way that I kind of like to set it up is I like to have my income at the top and my expenses at the bottom. So here I just have like a place to put the source of the income, what I estimate that it'll be, what it actually ends up being, and then what's over and under. So is it more than what I expected, less than what I expected? And then down at the bottom I have where I can track expenses. So this is actually the part that I need the most room, because really there's not a ton of sources up there, but I have to spend money on shipping. If I have to buy anything for my channel, I have to put that here. I just kind of keep track of that. At the very top, what I like to do is do like a little snapshot of what's going on. So I have a total incoming, so that's the total from here. I have total outgoing, which would be the total from here, and then total savings, which is the number that would be brought over to the budget page, if that makes sense. So that is the main piece of that. Again, if you have variable income and you like to like kind of estimate it and do your potential savings as like, you know, on my budget, I always do what I predict my savings will be. I need to know that what I estimate the variable income will be so that I can get to that number. So it's always good to kind of keep track of that. So after the fact, I'll go in, fill all of this out, see, you know, make sure that my estimated is the same as on my other budget page, and kind of go from there. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. So the next page that I do is my weekly view page. So let me flip to it and show you guys what it looks like for September. So here you go. In September, you can see that I just have each week, I have the categories, what was spent, what was remaining. I like to make it cute just so that it's fun for me to look at. So I'm gonna set up the same thing for you guys right now, and I'll fast forward through it so it's not like a super long video, because it definitely does take time to set it all up. But then I'll check in with you guys in a second. now that I have my basics set up, I like to have each week, and then sometimes depending on how many weeks there are, I'll have a total spot. Otherwise, I would just have like week 5. And so I'm not gonna fill in all of the categories right now, but the normal ones that I track are groceries, then gas for our cars, eating out. So that's all of our, like our cash clips, and then unbudgeted. So those are the main ones that we track, and I just like to do track how much we spent that week and then how much we have remaining, which obviously carries over to week 2 and whatever, you know, kind of like that. So that page is done. I love using the mild liners to do that because it just helps, it helps bring all of the like main categories or headers and like bring them to your attention, if that makes sense. I don't know why I can't talk today. So anyway, that part is done. And the last part that I like to do is to figure out what's going on with our, with Jason's paycheck. So there are a couple of things that we keep track of when it comes to ACE. So you guys know I don't include that in our budget. Honestly, I feel like it probably sounds confusing, but it's really not because we're just kind of used to it at this point. But I do like to keep track because there are a few things, okay, like I was saying, there are a few things that come out of it. So I do like to kind of set up a little tracker, and then the rest of the page can be just like reconciliations and anything that I need to like kind of keep track of that is like not to do with our budget, if that makes sense. So the first thing I like to do is just do, let's see, what did I do last time? I feel like I kind of do best when I go off of what I did last time. So item, monthly amount, weekly amount. So item, monthly amount, weekly amount. Let's go ahead and draw the lines. For some reason, it just does not feel put together until I do this part. So there are just 2 items that come directly from his paycheck. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I like to just do total. So the first thing is Macy's Swim. And second is Macy's Preschool. So we like to do those 2 things because it's just something a little extra that we don't necessarily have to do. So the monthly amount for Macy's Swim is $86. And the monthly amount for Macy's, I was gonna say daycare, for her like little 2-year-old preschool is $139. So total, those come out to $225. And the way that I calculate the weekly amount is based off of Jason's paychecks and when they come in. So Jason gets paid every Friday, so I always count how many Fridays there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Fridays, which means, I think it's gonna be the same, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's gonna be the same as September. I already have that down, so I'm just gonna do that. So it's $21.50 for swim per week, and $34.75 for preschool, and that gives us a total of $56.25. So now when I need to go and get cash out from our bank, because we keep all of Jason's paycheck, it gets I feel like I'm confusing myself today. So Jason's paycheck is direct deposited, but we like to keep that money separate from our normal everyday budget and everything. So what I do is I take the amount that his check is, I check what it is in our bank, and then I deduct everything that needs to be deducted. So in this case, every week it'll be $56.25, and the rest of it I get out in cash, because that is what we use when we need to do stuff with our house. If we need to fix something, if we need a plumber to come by, we like to have that cash on hand. So that's kind of what I use this page for. Like I said, the rest of the page will be a reconciliation. If there's something that if there's something that I need to keep track of that's kind of off the books, then I do that here. Sometimes we're like, okay, we'll buy something now and we'll pay us back, and that's kind of where we'll do it here. I'm not saying that's the way to do it, but sometimes we do it that way. So anyway, those are all of our schedules. So October is set up, and I feel so much better now that it's set up. So anyway, let me know how you guys are liking these videos. Do you like them combined? Do you like the 3 schedules and the cash clips combined? Do you want them separate? How do you want them? Let me know down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.